Last week, Xbox had this pretty cool event where they went over a bunch of third-party games coming on to Xbox Series X as well as Xbox One, etc. And of course, with the nature of them being third-party games, that has to mean that some, if not a few, if not a lot more than a few of these third-party games will be coming to PlayStation platforms. So without further ado, what's going on, guys? It is your boy TKD1GD here, back here on PlayStation Source, and we're going to go over some of my favorite games that were shown off on this conference, as well as games that maybe I hope come over to PlayStation platforms. So overall, I know there was a lot of people that weren't as excited for this event after seeing it, and I was kind of in that same group as well. There was definitely some really good games that I thought were really impressive, shown off, whether it was a trailer or a little bit of gameplay here and there, but I think there was definitely a top 5 of this list that I was definitely intrigued with, while the rest I'll just name off here at the start of the video just to make sure that is, pretty much straightforward of which games we are talking about. So first up here, they showed Bright Memory Infinite, Dirt 5, Scorn, Chorus, Madden 21, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, Call of the Sea, The Ascent, The Medium, Scarlett Nexus, Second Extinction, Yakuza Like a Dragon, and ending off the event with Assassin's Creed Valhalla. But which of those 13 games did I enjoy the most? First up here, I want to talk about a game that was called Chorus. So this one, number one, the naming of this is really weird because when you look at the actual name on the trailer, it looks like the U was a V. I know it's like an aesthetic choice and like it's just to make it, I guess, look edgy and cool, whatever. But very interesting way of spelling it, but alright, Chorus is the name, and the description goes as such. Take control of Nara, once the Circle's deadliest warrior, now their most wanted fugitive on a quest to destroy the dark cult that created her. Unlock devastating weapons and mind-bending abilities in a true evolution of the space combat shooter. Along with Forsaken, her sentient starfighter, explore ancient temples, engage in exhilarating zero-G combat, and venture beyond our waking reality. So to me, this honestly sound and looked a lot. I don't know if it was the aesthetic of like the black and red type of vibe and color palette, but to me it seemed like Control but in space, which is a great thing to hear. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was a big fan of Control, liked it a lot. Definitely want to get back into that DLC at some point here in the future, but I think this looks really neat, looks really cool. Also, I love the prospect of her ship being sentient and like seeming to be able to interact with her as well as you're playing through. Like, not only does the ship act as maybe like a location, maybe to do upgrades or whatever, as we would see in other games, but for it to actually physically like talk to you in a different way. Who knows if it's AI related or if it's like a true like essence within the ship. That sounds really cool, and it seems like there's like a certain dynamic to the game where it's a bit of like a revenge quest-esque, where you're trying to get back at those that created you, like that like dark cult that is talked about in this description. But overall, I think it looks great. I will definitely be keeping my eye up on this game, as well as it is indeed confirmed to be coming to PS4 and PlayStation 5. So pretty good to hear all the good stuff there. And next up here, we do have another game here that is Scarlett Nexus, and also it is confirmed to be on PS4 and PS5. It's really good to hear that good news there. But the description goes: in a far distant future, a psionic hormone was discovered in the human brain, granting people extrasensory powers and changing the world as we know it. Just as humanity was entering into this new era, deranged mutants known as Others began to descend from the sky with a thirst for human brains. Highly resistant to conventional attack methods, extreme measures needed to be taken to battle the overwhelming threat and preserve humanity. Those with acute extrasensory abilities, known as psionics, were our chance to fight the onslaught from above. And up until this day, psionics have been scouted for their talents and recruited to the Other Suppression Force, or the OSF, humanity's last line of defense. Take on the role of Yudo Sumeraki, a new recruit to the OSF aiming to become an elite psionic like the one who saved him as a child. Armed with a talent in psychokinesis, explore the futuristic city of New Hamuka and uncover the mysteries of a brain punk feature caught between technology and psychic abilities in Scarlett Nexus. And so if you guys follow me on my personal channels, you guys are probably well aware, and if not, I'll lay it out here. Long story short, I become a big fan of My Hero Academia and really have grown to like certain animes here and there. Like, I'm still scouting out my my like nice different series that I want to get into, but so far is in My Hero. I love My Hero, and this overall kind of sounds very similar to my hero in terms of, just humanity starts getting these powers, and there's threats, whatever, and like it's dealing with like humanity if there were really powers in the world. So it kind of sounds like that's where they're going with, and it sounds really cool in my opinion, honestly. Like, it sounds really cool, and it does definitely remind me, like, especially like the art style and the aesthetics and some of the palettes that they use in the trailer. It definitely seems a lot like it'll play similar to Astral Chain that came out recently on Switch from Platinum Games. I have not played that, but it does look like it seems like a similar game in like all essence and like format of the game. But overall, looks really cool. I'm definitely keeping this on my radar. Looks very neat. I would love to play a game like this. And next up here, as of right now, this game hasn't been confirmed to be coming to PlayStation platforms, but I figured I'd give it a little boost and just let you guys know that, hey, I'm very interested in this game, just because, it is third party, and maybe down the line in the future we might get this game up on PS4 or PS5 or PS Vita. Okay, probably not PS Vita, but nonetheless, let's get into this game. It's called The Ascent. The Ascent is a solo and co-op action RPG set in a cyberpunk world. The mega corporation that owns you and everyone, the Ascent Group, has just collapsed. Confusion and chaos ensue. Security and order are in disarray, and without protection, everything is left to fend for themselves. Stop gangs and hostile corporations from taking over and discover what really happened. So The Ascent to me looks like, the likes of like Dead Nation, that like top kind of, at a angle view. I know there's a term for that. There's definitely a term for that type of camera, but it's that top at an angle view, and it looks like a twin stick shooter. At least it looks like maybe there'll be different combat abilities or like different equipment that you can use via the face buttons, but it looks to be like a twin stick shooter, and it looks really good. Like, I love the way the graphic fidelity looks in this game. It looks very fun. I've been yearning for a game similar to like Dead Nation for a while now, so like it looks like this game could really set in it. And plus, I love the cyberpunk look. I love like this RPG type of vibe they got going on with this game. I love the dark aesthetic overall from the trailer and the gameplay. Overall, this game is looking really good, and honestly, not gonna lie, I am pretty bummed that it is not confirmed for PlayStation platforms as of right now, but I hope down the line in the future they bring it over here to this side of the console war. And next up here, of course, this one I feel like might shock a lot of people. You guys might see on Twitter and have definitely talked about on the videos that we did on this game on the channel. I am thoroughly and like palpable, like literally tangible excitement for this game, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. But it is my second most impressive thing I saw in this third-party Xbox event. So starting off here, of course, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, it needs no description. You know what I'm saying? It is just Assassin's Creed. We are going to the Vikings era. We're gonna see what they are doing over there in terms of Assassin's Creed. It looks great. We're gonna have a massive world, all that good stuff. Very much leaning on the RPG side of different things. Think of just Odyssey and Origins, but the next step up from that, and we have a different setting of dealing with Norse mythology. So it looks great, guys. The biggest, like, I think letdown overall was that we didn't see like straight up gameplay. Like, it seemed like it was just like in-engine gameplay, which, you know, is technically gameplay, I guess, but it's very lenient and loose on the term gameplay. Like, definitely gameplay to the average gamer is seeing the HUD and seeing that fixed, you know, camera perspective, and just seeing how the game looks when you're playing it firsthand. So it was unfortunate to not see Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but I know we have gotten you know, confirmation from the creative director, I believe, and different employees at Ubisoft that, hey, on that July Ubisoft you know, whole event that was supposed to be E3, they will be showing off plenty of Assassin's Creed content. So I'm fine with waiting. You know, I will wait as long as it takes, but I cannot wait for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I just couldn't put it at the #1 spot just because it's a bit of a known quantity, at least to me, at least I think, you know what I'm saying? Like, definitely, I love the Odyssey, obsessed with Odyssey, and I'm planning on jumping back into it here pretty soon. So, of course, coming off of that, it seems like there'll be similar games in that standpoint, as well as I just wish we saw more gameplay, you know, from this game. But overall, I digress. Valhalla is definitely one of my top third-party, you know, picks for this next generation / PS4. I can't wait for it, but it's not my #1 spot. But exactly what is? They started off the whole conference with this game, and I figure I end off this video with this game, Bright Memory Infinite. Bright Memory Infinite is an all-new lightning-fast fusion of the FPS and action genres. Created by FYQD Studio, combine a wide variety of skills and abilities to unleash dazzling combo attacks. It is the year 2036, and strange phenomena appear in the sky all over the world all of a sudden, defying all known science. A mysterious organization called SRO, Super Nature Research Organization, sent several team members to investigate. Behind this incident is the survival of the two worlds. A dust-laden history will be revealed. So one of the most shocking things about this game is that, number one, it looks graphically so impressive, right? And you know, I have to assume that, of course, everything we saw in the comments was probably running on like a souped up PC, but nonetheless it looked graphically so impressive. And honestly, if we're talking next gen, which this was a next gen showcase, you know, we may see visuals that are very similar to what we saw here on the conference. Obviously not one-to-one. I feel like that was definitely like a more powerful PC that the PS5 and probably Series X will not attain that power, but still I feel like it'll be around the realm of that, and it looks absolutely so impressive here. And also it's very impressive that it's being developed by a one-person studio. Yes, FYQD Studio is ran and created and directed by one singular person, and it looks absolutely incredible. The whole, you know, premise of this looks absolutely and just sounds great. I love the way there was like hack and slash while like FPS mechanics in there as well. It looks super dope. Cannot wait for this game. It definitely was a standout amongst the whole entire third-party repertoire of the third-party announcements. So those have been my top picks on the Xbox third-party announcements that could potentially or 100% are confirmed for PlayStation platforms. I love these games. Overall, I felt like the conference was pretty meh, but like there was definitely some good in the conference, and I know a lot of people have been critical about it, but overall I thought it was a pretty okay conference. So that has been my third-party picks for PS5 and PS4. If there's any on the list that you guys saw on the conference, what are your guys' thoughts on the games that you were wanting to see from this list onto your PlayStation hardware at home? Like if you've enjoyed it as well, say subscribe to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest and PlayStation. Down below, of course, you can comment on the games that you saw, as well as in the description you can follow our Twitter as well as our Anchor link and our Discord server to keep up with the community. Thank you all for watching, and as always, greatness awaits.